Falcons 11-6 at Eagles 13-3 at Lincoln Financial Field when 4:35 p.m. TV, CH4 line, Falcons by 341.5. The NFL's divisional round kicks off with an NFC matchup between the number 1 seed Eagles and the number 6 seed Falcons. Atlanta, the defending conference champions, advanced last weekend on a defense-fueled 26-13 victory over the Rams. Philadelphia enters the contest rested after enjoying a first-round bye last week. Here are 3 things to watch in the weekend's opening game. 1. Eagles make unfortunate history. Talk about bulletin board material. The Eagles are the first top seed to be an underdog in an NFL divisional round game. The Falcons opened up as 2.5-point favorites over Philadelphia, and that number has increased to 3 in the days since. What's more, only 5 other home teams have ever been underdogs in the divisional round, and there's only been one home underdog since 1996, the 2011 49ers. The 5 teams are 4-1 in those games. Obviously, the line for this game is almost entirely related to the Eagles' quarterback situation. Nick Foles will start in place of the injured Carson Wentz. More on this later. Still, the Eagles feel slighted. They have seen the predictions. I think everybody perceives us as being the weakest, and that is fine, right tackle Lane Johnson said this week, per ESPN. If teams want to overlook us, that is good. Well, just see about Saturday. Michael Perez, AP2. Falcons shift to ground and pound. Steve Sarkisian, the oft-criticized first-year Falcons offensive coordinator, displayed a staunch commitment to the run last week in a win over the Rams, who finished the regular season with the 3rd-worst yards per carry average allowed in the league. Sarkisian called 39 rushing plays, his most all season. The previous high was 37 against the Saints on December 7th. The result last weekend wasn't pretty by any means. The Falcons totaled 124 yards in the win for a 3.2 yards per carry average. But they dominated time of possession, holding the ball for 37-35 compared to 22-25 for LA. The Falcons' defense stayed fresh. They kept the ball out of Jared Goff's hands. It was a successful game plan. The question is, will that approach work against the Eagles' top-ranked run defense? 3. Will Nick Foles be good enough? Nick Foles will decide this game. The Eagles finished 13-3 and claimed their first NFC East title since 2013 behind Wentz, who was leading the MVP race before his season-ending knee injury. Now the Eagles' best shot at a Super Bowl in over a decade rests in the hands of Foles, the 28-year-old journeyman who is a serviceable and adequate backup but doesn't provide anything close to the dynamic playmaking of Wentz. The Eagles' defense is stout and championship-worthy. Foles just has to do enough to give the team a chance, which means limiting turnovers and completing a good chunk of his attempts. Philly is holding its collective breath. Injury report: Falcons, non-Eagles, pound Donnell Eller hamstring and CB Sidney Jones hamstring.